Imagine this, you wake up tomorrow and you're no longer the person you were yesterday. You've unlocked a new level of power, confidence, and clarity. But here's the secret. This isn't a miracle, it's a daily practice. The top achievers, the ones who break through every barrier, don't rely on luck, they rely on themselves. They wake up every day and commit to mastering their mindset, building unshakable habits, and taking massive action. You have the power to shape your destiny, but it all starts with one question. What are you willing to do today to work on yourself? Let's dive in. Your mind is the foundation of everything you do. If you don't take control of it, your environment, circumstances, and emotions will. Every thought you entertain shapes your actions, and your actions dictate your results. The difference between people who succeed and those who stay stuck isn't intelligence, luck, or even talent. It's the way they think. They train their minds to work for them instead of against them. Think about it. Every single breakthrough, every moment of success starts with a shift in mindset. If you believe you're capable, you'll act with confidence. If you believe you're destined to fail, you'll hesitate, second-guess yourself, and ultimately prove yourself right. This is why mastering your mindset isn't just important, it's essential. So how do you do it? You start by being intentional about what you feed your mind. Your brain is like a sponge. It absorbs whatever you expose it to. If you constantly consume negativity, news filled with fear, conversations that drain you, self-doubt that you let run wild, you're programming yourself to live in a state of limitation. But if you surround yourself with powerful ideas, uplifting people, and knowledge that expands your thinking, you'll start to see opportunities where others see obstacles. It's not enough to just think positively. You have to rewire your brain through repetition. Every day, practice gratitude. Focus on what's working in your life instead of what's missing. Affirm your strengths instead of dwelling on your weaknesses. Condition your mind like an athlete conditions their body. Train it daily so that in moments of pressure, you default to strength rather than fear. The most successful people in the world aren't fearless. They just know how to redirect their thoughts when fear creeps in. They don't let doubt control their actions. They don't allow setbacks to define them. Instead, they ask, what can I learn from this? How can I turn this into an advantage? They take ownership of their mindset, and in doing so, take ownership of their future. One of the most powerful ways to train your mind is by controlling your environment. If you're surrounded by people who complain, doubt, and make excuses, that energy will seep into your life. But if you surround yourself with people who are driven, focused, and committed to growth, you'll naturally rise to their level. This doesn't mean you have to cut people out of your life, but it does mean you need to be conscious of who and what you allow to influence you. Your beliefs shape your reality. If you believe success is only for other people, that's exactly what your life will reflect. But if you believe that growth is possible, that you can become better, that your past does not define your future, you will find ways to make it happen. Your mind is your most powerful tool. Train it, protect it, and use it to build the life you want. Success isn't about one big breakthrough. It's about the small, consistent actions you take every single day. Most people think motivation is what drives progress, but motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes, and if you rely on it, you'll only take action when you feel like it. That's why the people who create lasting success don't depend on motivation, they depend on habits. Your habits dictate the quality of your life. Everything you do repeatedly, whether good or bad, compounds over time. The challenge is that most people don't consciously choose their habits. They fall into routines by default. They wake up, grab their phone, scroll through social media, procrastinate on their goals, and wonder why they feel stuck. But the most successful people design their habits with intention. They create daily rituals that push them forward, even on the days when they don't feel like it. The key to building powerful habits is starting small. Many people fail at self-improvement because they try to overhaul everything at once. They go from never exercising to trying to hit the gym for 2 hours a day. They go from eating junk food to attempting a perfect diet overnight. But transformation isn't about making drastic changes. It's about making sustainable changes. If you try to change too much at once, you'll burn out. But if you focus on small, consistent improvements, those changes will stick. Think about the habits that shape the most successful individuals. They wake up early, not because it's trendy, but because it gives them control over their day. They plan their goals, not because they're obsessed with productivity, but because they know clarity leads to execution. They exercise, not just for their bodies, but for their energy and discipline. They read and learn daily, not because they have to, but because they understand that growth is a lifelong process. The secret to making habits stick is linking them to your identity. Instead of saying, I want to work out more, start telling yourself, I am the type of person who exercises daily. Instead of saying, I want to read more, say, I am the type of person who always seeks knowledge. When you shift your identity, your habits follow. Another critical aspect of building habits is eliminating decision fatigue. The more decisions you have to make, the more exhausted your willpower becomes. That's why successful people automate their habits. They don't rely on willpower to get things done. They structure their environment for success. They set out their gym clothes the night before. They schedule their learning time like an important meeting. They remove distractions so their default behavior aligns with their goals. But here's the most important thing. Habits alone won't change your life. Consistent habits will. Anyone can wake up early once. Anyone can work out a few times. But the people who see real transformation are the ones who stick with it day after day, even when they don't feel like it. They understand that growth is a process, not an event. They embrace the fact that results don't happen overnight, but are inevitable if they keep showing up. At first, progress feels slow. You won't see massive changes right away, but over time, the small things add up. One healthy meal doesn't make you fit, but eating clean for months does. Reading one book doesn't make you an expert, but consistent learning over time does. Taking action once won't change your life, but making success-driven habits a part of your daily routine will. If you want to change your life, start by changing your habits, because in the end, success isn't about what you do once, it's about what you do every single day. Acknowledge without action is like a car without fuel. It might look good, but it's not going anywhere. Many people spend their time learning, reading, and planning, but never take the necessary steps to turn that knowledge into tangible results. They wait for the perfect moment or for everything to line up just right. But here's the truth. There is no perfect moment. Success doesn't come to those who sit on the sidelines waiting for ideal conditions. It comes to those who take action, even if it's imperfect action. Taking massive action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's the difference between dreaming and doing. It's easy to feel motivated when you first set a goal. Every new goal feels exciting, like a fresh start. But that excitement fades quickly, and that's when most people fall off. They think, I'll start tomorrow, or I'll wait until I have more resources or knowledge. But success isn't about waiting until everything is perfect. It's about getting started with what you have and figuring it out along the way. Perfectionism is one of the biggest enemies of progress. People often hesitate to act because they feel they don't know enough or they want to get everything just right. But here's a secret. You'll never have all the answers. No amount of planning or learning will prepare you for the lessons that come from actually doing. When you take action, you learn things you can't learn by just thinking about it. You experience failures, but those failures teach you more than any course or book could. In fact, failure is often the best teacher. It teaches you resilience, how to adapt, and what doesn't work so you can course correct and try again. Taking action doesn't mean taking huge leaps every time. It's about consistency. It's about showing up every day and doing something that moves you forward, no matter how small the step may seem. The key is to keep the momentum going. A small step today compounds over time into massive results. If you want to lose weight, it's not about running a marathon tomorrow. It's about getting to the gym today. If you want to write a book, it's not about writing 10 chapters in a day. It's about writing 1 page today. If you want to build a business, it's not about launching a perfect product. It's about taking the first step and making the first sale. The challenge is that most people get discouraged when they don't see immediate results. They expect things to happen quickly, but progress is a marathon, not a sprint. This is where many people give up. They don't see the instant rewards of their efforts, so they assume they're doing something wrong or that success isn't possible. But that's when the real breakthrough happens. It's when you're not seeing immediate results that you need to double down and keep going. Because once you push through that phase, you'll start to see progress in ways you never expected. Taking massive action is also about creating a mindset of imperfection. Too often, people hold back because they want to ensure everything is in place, that they're fully prepared. But in reality, you'll never feel fully prepared. Instead of waiting for the right time, start where you are, with what you have. The more you act, the more you'll learn and grow. If you wait for the perfect moment, you'll wait forever. The key is to get started now, and as you take more action, you'll refine your approach. The fear of failure often holds people back. But here's the truth. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of it. Every failure is a lesson, and every lesson brings you one step closer to your goal. It's not about avoiding failure, it's about embracing it and using it as fuel. The most successful people are the ones who fail the most because they keep going after each failure. They're not afraid to make mistakes because they know that mistakes are just stepping stones on the path to success. Ultimately, the real key to success is execution. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you don't take action, that knowledge is worthless. Execution is where your dreams turn into reality. So stop waiting for everything to be perfect. Start now, take action every day, and keep moving forward, no matter how small the step. With consistent action, you'll build momentum, and that momentum will carry you further than any plan or idea ever could. The journey of personal development never truly ends. You might reach a milestone, feel accomplished, and take a moment to celebrate, but once you reach one peak, another one rises before you. Growth is continuous, and those who stop learning stop progressing. This is a fundamental truth that separates the truly successful from those who plateau. The most accomplished people in any field are not the ones who know everything. They're the ones who are constantly evolving, relentlessly seeking out new knowledge, and improving themselves. Learning is the fuel that keeps the engine of personal growth running. It's easy to think that once you've learned something, you've made it, or that you can sit back and relax. But the reality is that in today's fast-paced world, information and strategies evolve constantly. What worked yesterday may not work today. If you're not learning, you're falling behind. The key to lifelong success is embracing a mindset of perpetual learning. Lifelong learning doesn't mean you need to be in a classroom or enrolled in formal education. It's about seeking out new ideas from various sources. Books, podcasts, seminars, conversations with others, or simply paying attention to the world around you. The most successful individuals read voraciously. They seek out knowledge not to impress others, but to broaden their own understanding and improve themselves. Every book they read, every new piece of information they absorb is part of their daily growth process. The power of learning is that it creates flexibility. The more you learn, the more you see how interconnected everything is. You begin to see patterns in seemingly unrelated things. You understand that there's no one-size-fits-all answer to success, but there are principles and concepts that can be adapted and applied in different ways. You learn how to think critically, solve problems creatively, and adapt to changing circumstances. Learning allows you to innovate and find unique solutions to challenges. Without continuous learning, you limit your ability to grow, adapt, and succeed in new situations. However, it's not just about acquiring knowledge, it's about applying it. Knowledge without action is passive, and action without knowledge is reckless. True personal development happens when you take what you learn and integrate it into your life. It's about turning theory into practice, applying lessons learned to make smarter decisions, and taking more effective action. It's not just about knowing what to do, it's about doing it consistently, day in and day out, until it becomes part of your DNA. The key is to find a balance between theory and practice. If you're always learning but never applying what you learn, you're stuck in a cycle of consumption without results. If you're always taking action without learning and refining your approach, you're likely to make mistakes that could have been avoided. This is why successful people are always in a state of learning and implementing. They know that it's not enough to just gather information. It's the combination of continuous learning and consistent action that accelerates their progress. One of the most important aspects of learning is openness to new ideas. Often, people get comfortable with what they know, and they become resistant to new information. But when you close yourself off to new perspectives, you close yourself off to growth. The world is constantly changing, and those who adapt to these changes are the ones who thrive. Whether it's learning new tools, embracing new technologies, or understanding different ways of thinking, the key to staying ahead is flexibility. Embrace the discomfort of learning something new, because it's this very discomfort that will push you to expand your limits and grow. Finally, never stop asking questions. The most successful people are the ones who remain curious throughout their lives. They understand that they don't have all the answers, and that's okay. They don't see learning as a finite journey. They see it as an ongoing process that evolves with them. Ask yourself regularly, what can I learn today? What new skills or knowledge can I acquire that will take me closer to my goals? The world is a vast ocean of information, and every day you get the opportunity to dive deeper into it. So, embrace a mindset of lifelong learning. Seek out opportunities to learn, challenge your current beliefs, and constantly seek to improve. When you commit to being a lifelong learner, you open yourself up to endless possibilities. Your growth becomes unlimited, and as you grow, so does your potential. Learning isn't a phase you go through, it's a way of life. Embrace it and watch your life transform.